Here's some more complaints. Car insurance premiums have been rising steadily over the past 12 to 18 months. In some cases, they've gone up by as much as a third. So what's behind this rise? Is the industry justified in demanding more from motorists? In the studio, Chris Wheal from the Insurance Times. Actually gone up a lot, haven't they? Much more than the rate of inflation. What's the big difference now?
The big difference is, for too long we've not been paying enough, to be fair. Insurers have been making significant losses. The industry talks about an average of they're paying out £1.20 for every pound we pay. Some actuaries are looking at them actually paying at £1.40 out for every pound we pay. Clearly that can't go on. They need to get their money back.
Yeah, how did the insurance companies stay in business doing that then?
Well, clearly they were subsidising car insurance through some of their other products. There have also been significant sort of cost impacts on the insurers that have bumped up the cost of claims. The government introduced changes to free up or to ease the way the NHS could claim money back from car insurance.
Yeah, just go through that for us. It's quite an important change.
Well, basically, the NHS has always had the right to claim back money from car insurers if the person injured was treated in a hospital and subsequently claimed money from the other driver's insurance. The trouble was, it was complicated, it was difficult. The NHS only ever claimed back about sort of £15 million, and they freed that up and said they can now claim, effectively they now claim another £125 million a year, which is good money, good for the NHS, but clearly car insurance buyers have to pay.
Mine went up dramatically, and because I'm getting older, and I thought it would get cheaper as I somehow got more responsible. And when I spoke to the brokers, they said, well, there's fewer companies to actually get quotes from at the moment as well. Now, that sounds like a bit like a cartel.
Well, there's not a single insurer at the moment with sort of cartel-type percentages of the market. There are fewer insurers. There are lots of insurers merging.
Which would tend to force the price up,
well, the price needs to go up because we just had a car insurer actually be closed down by the regulator because it simply didn't have enough money in there. The regulator was getting worried it didn't have enough money to pay out claims. Now that's another one that's effectively not available to sell insurance, and the insurers that pick up that business aren't going to be prepared to pick it up at the price they were charging.
You get the idea that they'd rather not have car insurance at all, because it must be a big trouble.
No, I don't think so at all. There's a lot of interest in car insurance. The problem is they want to charge the right amount for the right drivers, and that means if you shop around, you can. If you're the person who likes to ring lots of different direct writers or shop on the internet or whatever, fine. But if you go to a broker, go to a good broker who understands your needs. And also look at what do you need. If you take out insurance for any driver, that's going to cost you. Do you really need any driver, or is it just you, your wife? If you've got teenage kids and then they go to university, do you need them on your insurance anymore? You tell your insurer that you don't need them on, you don't need them anymore. But a lot of people forget. They just reinsure on the same policy year after year without giving new information to the insurers.
Finally, that interesting figure that you came up with right at the beginning of the interview about they have to spend £1.20 for each pound. Where does that suggest, in proportionate terms to you, that insurance premiums are going to go, say, over the next year?
They're going to go up by another 20%, and probably again after that they've got to make up quite a big difference here. There are other costs as well. There was a rise in the amount of personal injury compensation that was paid, that has to be paid. That's adding another 100 million. There are sort of constant. The public wants people who get injured to have significant damages, and that's all well and good. But what they have to realise is someone's got to pay for that. The danger is the insurers are not rushing to put the premiums up because they are aware that if they do, many people will simply say, I can't afford insurance anymore, but they won't stop driving. Already, uninsured drivers cost £250 million a year, which we all pay for on our premiums.
Chris Wheal, thanks.